Hello there, it's Jay here from Jay's Vintage Junk, and well, I've been on them there eBay again. It's a dangerous subject. Oh, addiction, really, that, isn't it? Anyway, thought we'd do an unboxing video. Basically, and I blame watching Adrian's Digital Basement for this. I've been watching recently. He's been doing a Mac repair-a-thon where he got a load of like Mac 2s and a few Mac Classics and things like that in and went through them. And if anyone's watched any of my videos, they know that a few years ago I got hold of a cheap Mac Classic. Unfortunately, the motherboard in it turned out to be basically completely beyond repair. In fact, if you watch any of Adrian Digital Basement's videos on the Macs he's just been working on, the one board that he scrapped was pretty much in the same condition as the board in the Mac Classic that I picked up. I mean, I didn't pay a lot for it. I think I got it at a school clearance auction. I think I paid like £7 or something like that for the Mac and some other bits. But it was, like I said, it's got a really nice case and everything, but the motherboard is completely beyond saving. I spotted this. I was having a few ciders and perusing eBay as you do, and I don't know what got me into looking at Macs. I think I spotted one Mac for sale by some chap, and I clicked on the listing, and it had already got to 50 odd pounds, 60 odd pounds, something like more than I was prepared to pay. But I just clicked on the other items, and it looked like the guy was selling quite a few Macs. He had quite a lot of early Apple Macs for sale. With the number that he had, I thought, I wonder if there's a chance I can actually pick up a nice an early-ish Mac to play with. Anyway, I bid on a couple of Macs, and I actually won more than one of them. We'll unbox this one first, because this is the one I were more interested in out of the whole lot. So let's see if it's got here in one piece. And we've got an upside down Mac. I don't think that's going to matter. Spare Amazon box. Let's see if we can get this out and see have a quick look at it. We're not going to be doing anything with, well, we might just put some power up this and see if it comes on, but apart from that we're not going to be doing anything with these today. I just thought I'd do a really quick little unboxing video. Let's get that out of the way. There we go. One Mac Classic. It's a bit grubby. It seems to be missing its Apple logo there. It looks like it's dropped off. I'm pretty sure it had it on in the photograph. It might have dropped off in the packaging or something. Although, like I said, not the end of the world, because the other one I've got's actually got a really nice case on it. This is a little bit yellowed, more so than the one that I've got up in the attic. But the nice thing about this one, I won't say it's in full working order, but it certainly seems to be in more working order than the one that I've currently got. The battery doesn't live in there. The battery lives on board, unfortunately. That's the problem with these. The battery, I mean, I'm sure we're going to have some battery corrosion in here. It's going to be inevitable. But I don't think it's going to be anywhere near as severe as it is in the one that I was currently trying to get working. Well, shall I power it up and see actually what it does? I'm not too worried because I saw it actually powered up in the eBay listing, so I do know, someone has already applied power to it. Obviously, if it was on a completely unknown computer, we'd be doing a few checks before we supplied power to it. But let's switch on. Your hard drive spin up. I was hoping we'll... Don't know if we've got a bit of a bong out of it there or not, really. Bloody hell. Oh. Right, so it's definitely working a lot better than the other one that I got. I mean, I've not got anything connected up to it, so obviously I can't do anything. But we actually do have a mouse cursor on screen, and we have the a flashing disc symbol with a question mark. So I'm guessing that the hard drive's not working yet. This is what I saw on the eBay listing, but I must admit I didn't spot that it actually had the mouse cursor in the screen there, and the screen actually looks fairly sharp on it. Well, you can see a bit of flicker in the monitor there because it's obviously not set to the right refresh rate. But in actual, me looking at the screen, actually the screen's not bad at all. It's not out of focus. It's really nice and crisp. The disc there is really nice and crisp. I'm quite pleased with that. That's certainly going to make a viable Mac Classic restoration. Like I said, unlike the other one that I had, which basically the board was... Although we've got a really nice case, we may even end up possibly using that case and the main board out of this one. I don't know what state the hard drive in the other one that I've got is. I know I've got a couple of small scuzzy hard drives out of early Macs kicking about, so we should, if the hard drive in this proves to be completely dead, I have got other hard drives we could possibly install in this. In fact, that hard drive doesn't sound very well, and it's actually making my entire workbench shake. I don't think it's very it's long for this world, that hard drive. But we'll have a quick look at it and see if we can at least get it to fire up. I mean, it could be it's just been wiped and it's completely empty. That's why we're getting that, but I'm not sure. Anyway, let's move on to the next Mac that I got. Like I said, I didn't just buy this one. I was only intending to buy one Mac, but then I saw this other Mac and I put a cheeky bid in. I weren't expecting to win it at what I won it for, but I did. So let's have a look at the next Mac that I got. Now, I have already opened the next box purely because it was so damn heavy I couldn't actually carry it up the stairs complete. Right, so I'm really pleased with the Mac Classic. That's certainly going to be restorable, I think. Let's get that out of the way. And let's get the other Mackie goodness that I've got. There it is. Just bear with me a second, folks. This is heavy. We have what I think people have said is possibly one of the worst Macs ever made. We've got a Performer 6200. Now, I believe these came out late 90s, I think perhaps about 96 or 97. I know less about these than I know about the Mac Classics and earlier Macs, and I don't know a great deal about those. The reason I bought it is, one, I got it at a very, very reasonable price. Paid just £20 for this, which I thought was obviously plus postage, but thought that was a really good price for it. Reason I wanted it. These are, like I said, they're considered one of the worst Macs made. They've got loads of compromises in the architecture in there. you've got a 64-bit CPU, but you've only got a 32-bit memory bus. So your processor's throttled from the start. It's very much like the old LC series in that respect. That they come out with a nice, like, friendly home Mac, and then absolutely throttled the performance, so it wasn't a great deal of use for many things. I don't think this is quite that bad, but it obviously has a massive throttle. That it's got 64-bit CPU, but it's only got 32-bit access to the RAM. And like I don't believe they are that bad, but I know that at least a few Mac aficionado websites do refer to these as like the worst Mac ever made. But what I thought is this could make a great bridge Mac between being able to get stuff off the internet and actually getting stuff onto what I really want to play with, which is a very early Mac that I've got. I can't remember whether it's the original Mac or it's like the next model up. I'll have to dig it out. It's buried deep into the attic, but I do have a very, very early Mac. I think it might have been updated to a 512. I don't know whether it started off as a 512 or whether it was updated to a 512, but it's a very basic Mac, 400k floppy drive. No hard drive or anything like that. Takes the strange, is it like a bus? It takes the same type of mouse as the Apple Lisa. I don't have a mouse for it. I do have a correct keyboard for it. I think I can possibly make a mouse for it. I've looked into that. But the problem is writing discs for it. Because obviously you can't use a PC to write those very early Macintosh discs. This, however, this will write like more modern 1.44 megabyte floppy disks. It'll write PC readable floppy disks, but this will also this can also write the I think 400 and 800k floppy disks using the much earlier Macs. So, like I say, I thought it might be handy as just like a bridge Mac, so I can actually perhaps get some software and do some testing on that really early one that I've got. Has a few advantages over earlier Macs. In one thing, that uses IDE hard drives, so I'm hoping we can perhaps stick a compact flash adapter or something there on the second IDE channel, if that's going to be possible. I'm not even that bothered about the CD-ROM drive on it, to be honest, although, you know, again, useful way to get software on there. I can download it on a PC, burn it to a CD-ROM, and obviously load it on the CD-ROM drive in this. I know very little about it. I believe it's got a 75 megahertz processor. I don't know how much RAM's in this one. Have a quick look round the back. Ooh. What I did notice, which isn't standard in it, I think it may have had a network card or a modem in it at some point that's been, which has been removed. There's a hole there. But it looks like it's got a TV card, because it's got a TV aerial socket there. And I believe this is like a video capture card, so I think it has got some kind of video capture kind of ability to it. In fact, my first introduction to Apple Macs was when I was in college. I did media studies in college, and we had, I can't remember what it was. It would have been around this era of Mac. I think it was a bit more beefy than this. But the first ever time I saw digital video editing, and this would have been about 1998, was on, you know, a Mac of this kind of era. Like I say, I'm sure it was a little bit higher spec than this, but that had, you know, composite video capture in it. Obviously standard def. We didn't really have high def back then. But I thought it'd be an interesting, like I say, an interesting Mac just to play with, to see what I can do with. I haven't got a clue whether whether this works. I'm not going to just plug this in and try it yet, or I want to do a little bit of research on it. We'll do a separate video on these Macs anyway, and actually have a bit more of an in-depth look into them. I mean, like I say, if anyone's more into the early Macs than I am, I would be appreciative of any comments. I'll show you the next thing I got as well, which again I think is possibly a little bit of a bargain. Ooh, and that is, again, flaming heavy, but, ooh, can you see that? We've actually got, I think it's 14-15 inch Apple multi-scan monitor. Now I think these can do like 1024, 768, something like that. Doesn't look like it came with the cable, which is unfortunate. I think I'll have to make a cable up for it. It's standard. I didn't know that. I'll just spin you around to the back. That's interesting. That's standard. Well, it looks like standard VGA. So are these literally just a VGA multi-sync monitor? And obviously you use a different, you have to have a VGA to like the Mac standard. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. But anyway, we've got an Apple it's a 15 inch multiple scan display. Got a little bit of yellowing on it. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting it just to come with a standard like Apple style cable. So we've got some obvious yellowing on it, but you don't see these monitors very often nowadays. It's obviously quite modern because we've got all digital control. I wonder if that's based on a Sony. And again, I don't think it's Trinitron because I can't see the line in the screen. That monitor looks very familiar to me. I think that's someone else's monitor that Apple are rebranding. I'm going to have to look into that. But yeah, basically we've got the monitor to go with the Performer, and the monitor that cost me just over £4. I thought that was the absolute steal of the deal. I mean, I think I did quite well for £20 for the Performer, but that was under a fiver. I mean, obviously there was a bit of postage on it as well, but I didn't pay a ridiculous amount for the postage on this. To be fair, the chap was really good. I think he overwhelmed himself a bit. He had a lot of Macs he'd put on. He wasn't, really a big eBay seller or anything. He just ended up, like I say, he had a load of Macs to sell. And he admitted he perhaps shouldn't have stuck them all on all at once like that, all selling so soon. And I don't think he was expecting someone to bid on 3 different items at once. But I chatted with him a bit. He's been very good with communication on it. And I suggested to him a courier to use because he was trying to do it through eBay's own parcel system, and quite frankly it's terrible. It's definitely worth avoiding it if you can. So anyway, he went with a courier that I suggested, packed everything nicely. Everything's got here in one piece, which I'm really pleased with. So obviously I'll be leaving him some good feedback. Yeah, so these are my latest projects. Like I said, we've got lots of projects on at the moment, and I'm rather busy with some other jobs I'm doing at the moment. But I couldn't really turn down some reasonably priced vintage Mac gear, because it's now getting to the point where I'm going to have to stop buying a lot of even faulty stuff like this, because the prices are getting beyond what I'm willing to pay for them, really, unless I get some absolute steals or bargains. Like I said, I'm going to have to watch what I spend on this stuff, because the prices are now getting beyond what I'm prepared to pay on eBay prices for. Always, obviously, when car boots come back and everything, I'll always be keeping my eye out for other places to get some vintage kit from. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little unboxing video. See a bit of nice vintage Mac stuff. So thanks for watching and goodbye.